Here's why you don't want to rely on Social Security in retirement. Oh. This is so stupid. All right, this is from Marketplace, whatever the hell Marketplace is. I thought it was Market Watch. It's not. I think it's Motley Fool. Maury Backman from Motley Fool. And this is Dateline just the other day, so June 8th, 2025. There's a reason Social Security is such a big part of so many people's retirement planning. Yeah, well, there's a reason. Yeah. 87% of workers expect to rely on Social Security for income in retirement. And among current retirees, 94% identify as a key income source. So it's going to be for me. The bulk of my retirement income will be from Social Security. And I'm a professional financial planner. I'm the GOAT, actually, the GOAT financial planner in the Hall of Fame. Of course, I created the Hall of Fame, and I'm the only voter, and so I put myself in on the first ballot, and I'm the only person in there, but I am in the Hall of Fame for financial planners, and yet Social Security is going to be the bulk of my retirement income. All right, see, so how do you know if you're going to be going overboard by relying on Social Security? If you expect Social Security to constitute the bulk of your retirement income, you're potentially making a mistake. If you think Social Security provide all your retirement income, you're making an unquestionably huge mistake. Let's see, this right there is just dumb. Unquestionably huge mistake. Are you? I mean, remember during 2020 where they said if you wear a mask, you can't spread a certain virus, or if you couldn't spread a certain virus. And they said they said the virus came from Randy Marsh getting busy with Mickey Mouse in a bat cave in Wuhan. You know what I'm saying? If you question that, it's unquestionable that it did not come from a lab or something like that. Remember that? Everything is open to questions. Everything. I don't care what it is. Everything. Let's see. In the best case scenario, meaning Social Security doesn't cut your income, you can expect your monthly benefits to take the place of 40% of your wages. Well, you don't know that, lady. How do you not know that? Because you don't know what people's average wages are, what their Social Security benefit is going to be. Because you're looking at the wages relative to the last year working. How about if I'm not making that much my last year working, but I was making a bunch before that? How about if I'm making a lot my last year working, but I wasn't making that much before that? Just so stupid. But I get what they're saying. I 100%. Social Security does this. They say Social Security can expect to replace X, Y, Z of your pre-retirement income. Your pre-retirement income being defined as your last year of income before you retire. That last year may or may not be a significant income source relative to what your historical earnings are on average. But I mean, I get that. I'm kind of nitpicking here, but still drives you up the wall. But then she goes right here. Most seniors inevitably need, are we just making up word, not making them up, but inevitably need about, is this gotta be, I mean, who talks like this? Right here, who says you're making an unquestionably huge mistake? Most seniors inevitably need about 70 to 80% of their former income to live comfortably once they stop working. Who uses that term inevitably? That doesn't make sense because it's a stupid thing to say. And while there's certainly some wiggle room in this formula, for the most part, living on 40% of what you used to earn won't make for a very enjoyable existence. It's a common thing to spend the bulk of your paycheck while you're working. If that's something you tend to do, then you can't let yourself retire on Social Security alone. Maybe our spending goes down, Maury, whatever his name is, because we don't have the same expenditures once we retire. Could it possibly be the case? Do you not know what the numbers show for retirees? What do the numbers show for retirees? All right. In fact, let's take a look at the survey for consumer finances. Let's see what we got. All right, so let's ask old Claude here. Say, what is the median income for ages 55 to 64? And they give us a different measure. They say 45 to 64. The median income, right here, the median household income for the age group 45 to 64 is $94,847. This represents the household income for the entire household when the head of the household is in that age range. Okay, so now we're going to ask, what is the median household income for the age group over 65? And let's see what old Claude tells us, shall we? Oh, weird. Based on the U.S. Census Bureau data I just referenced, the median household income for households where the head of the household is 65 or older is $57,000. So we take our trusty calculator, we say 94,000, all right, 94,847. Actually, what do? We divide that by 57,000. Is that what we do? Divide by 57,000. No, 57 divided by 94. So it's 60% is the median household income for the people 60 and 65 and older relative to 45 through 54. In fact, if we could do 55 to 64, it'd be even higher than that. I forgot. I used to have that bookmarks. I just can't remember. I have so many doggone bookmarks. It takes me forever to find it. But anyway, so right there alone, we see, hey, the median household income for the age group 45 to 64 is 95, whatever it was, 95,000. The median household income for the age group over 65 is 60% of that. That inherently just shows you right there on his face that you say, well, if the median household income, median means 50% of people have more, 50% of people have less, is 40% higher essentially than it is for the people who are the older people, then how can you sit there and say it's unquestionably 70 to 80%? Look, I've done this a million times. It's stupid to say you need 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement savings. Oh, on top of that, guess what else drops when you're retired? Oh, most people retire. In fact, I think let's ask Claude. How many? I haven't. We'll do this while we're alive. It could prove me wrong. How many retirees own their own houses in America? Now I know it's going to be like it's going to be like 78% or so, according to the last survey, Consumer Finances. Is it a survey? No, it's an SCF. I forgot what it was. The BLS, the Consumer Expenditure Report. That's what it is. Based on 79% of Americans age over 65 own their own homes. Yep, 100%. All right, then we're going to say exactly. So we know that for a fact. How many of those people? Many of those households have a mortgage. And if memory serves, it's about 20% of those households have a mortgage. Maybe a little bit more, 25%, something like that. So let's see what they say. I can't remember. It's been a couple months since I looked this up. Based on about 34% of homeowners age 65 plus had a mortgage in 2022. Yeah, significantly lower than homeowners under 65, where 70% have mortgages. So if we have 80% of essentially retirees have a house they own, and 35% of them, or 34, have a mortgage, that means 27%. You okay, big boy? You okay over there? 27% of households over the age of 65 have a mortgage. Now, 20% also rent. All right, so we know 27% have a mortgage, 20% rent, means 47% either rent or have a mortgage, right? Which means 53% don't have a mortgage and don't rent. That means they're free and clear. And then, of course, I don't know if it actually gives us the median. Let's see. What is the median mortgage? I don't know if it does. What is the median? We can look at the current population survey to find this out. But what is the median mortgage balance for households over 65? I don't know. Let's see what it says here. What's the median mortgage balance for households over 65? Let's see what we got. It'll be interesting to find out. Not a good. They give us the average is 152,000. Averages skews toward the higher end, so that's not. We don't want the average. We want the median. I just don't feel like looking it up, but we could. I bet. I wonder if it says. Actually, I wonder if we can go over here. Check this out, my friends. Just distribution of financial accounts from the Federal Reserve Board. Wealth. We're just going to look at debt here, liabilities, home mortgages, and we're going to look at the it only does by income. It's due by 8. Yes, ooh, sweet. Look at that. Nice. 70 plus. So the it doesn't tell the median. $1.3 trillion is the amount of mortgage debt households 70 plus have, but I don't see any. How many is in there? Man, it doesn't say the shares, which is 10% of all the mortgage debt that's out there. 10% of all mortgage debt is owned by people 70 and over. Let me go to Survey for Consumer Finances. There we go. So here would be, nice. I wonder why the stupid Claude didn't show this. So this should show mortgage, home secured debt. The median home secured debt for 65 and older is 110, and 75 and older is 90. So basically the median debt on a home is $100,000. All right, so that's if you have it. So again, what do we say? 27% of the population over 65 or something like that had debt. mortgage. The median home secured debt is $100,000, and then we can see what their median again means 50% have more, 50% have less. So we can see not the home secured debt, but what their median. Let's see. Let's just do total. And I want to do financial assets. I'm not sure this is let's see, financial median. Yeah, it's not financial assets. It's got, because we want to do. Let's just do assets, but I don't want to include a home in here. Hang tight, my friends. Hang tight. I'm gonna do transaction accounts. I guess we'll just do assets. Because I like to see where it says retirement accounts too. I'm not sure which of these are the retirement. Anyway, so here's their assets that they got right here. The median assets 474,000, and the median is 382,000. Let's just do net worth actually. That includes the debts and everything. So the net worth is 410 and 334. So anyway, the point being is that's they got significantly more assets than they do debt, if that makes sense. So they can, even the 27% of the people who have a mortgage could easily pay that off. That's just a fact. Now, should they? Probably not, but I don't know. It's pouring out. Anyway, it's just, the whole thing is just so stupid. I don't understand, like, why the animosity towards Social Security is weird. Now, look, as I said a million times on Sunday, I couldn't stand FDR, dude. If my mom has got a picture of FDR in her house, I was just like, or a room in a nursing home. I think she just does it to spite me. But be it as it is, the law of the land. I mean, it's the law of the land for many years. People like it. So you'd be idiotic as a Republican to sit there and say Social Security is bad. We know it's a Ponzi scheme, but it's a legalized Ponzi scheme. And it's there. And it's going to pay you. So let's just say your benefit is $3,500 a month, or we'll say $3,800 a month. At 67, times that by 1.24, that's $4,700 a month when you're 70 years old, times 12. That's $56,000 a year. And just say your wife's got half of that, times 1.5, that's $85,000 a year, which is the median household income right now. The median household income is about $80,000 or so. If you had essentially the max Social Security, you took at too much. It wouldn't be screwed up. Hold on a second. 3,800 times 1.5 would be 57. Oh, jeez, I screwed that up. So it'd be 30. It'd be 1,900 plus your 4,800 equals that times 12. You'd be $80,000 if you had the max, roughly the max Social Security, a little bit less than the max Social Security. You took it at 70, and you got your wife as a spousal benefit, a half of your primary insurance amount. You'd be making $80,000, which is the median household income, and the vast majority of us aren't going to have a mortgage. You tell me you can't live off that? Come on, dude. Come on. Give me a break. All right. God bless. Love your thought. And you think they're going to cut it? Really? Hell, we came and kick illegals out, dude. You think they're going to cut your Social Security? Give me a break. God bless. Smash.